doing it. Okay. Now, I want you to understand that human design is literally the map of your aura's mechanics. Okay. It's empirical and it's extremely precise. It is the who you are, why you are, how you are. This is a unique frequency template that's set by neutrinos, your tonal signature, basically, from the moment that your design crystal gets formed, which has to do with your body and your ancestry, and that gets set 88 days before your birth, and from the moment that your personality crystal gets formed, which happens when you step into the world, when you are actually birthed into the world. Okay. So let me explain to you this perspective in non-woo-woo terms. Neutrinos are star material. They're floating around us all the time. And what's interesting is that when human design was channeled in 1987, there was no understanding that neutrinos had mass. That didn't exist. They didn't know that those things could impact us in any way. Later in the 90s, they figured out neutrinos have mass and they do in fact interact with us and they do impact our field. So when these neutrinos, right? So you're being formed, you're born, cosmos are set in such an alignment, right? Like filters. Imagine planets, right? And bodies, celestial bodies are like filters, like camera filters placed all over the sky. You're born, you come into the world. These neutrinos that are floating come in through all of these filters and permeate your auric field, and they ping into your auric field and literally tone you. Like if you think about toning tools, right? Like a lot of acupuncturists like to use toning tools to help regulate energy fields. This is what happens when your template gets set. The neutrinos ping into you, they set a tonal frequency in all of your being, and they basically attune you to a unique frequency that now forevermore you are going to radiate when you're out there in the world. And when you're living according to your design, you are then able to tone with the things that are correct for you. Okay? This is how this works. Is this explanation blowing anybody else's mind? I have never heard it explained like this. And because I happen to be someone who is a one line and also very analytical, I was like, I've got to help people understand how significant this is from like a physics perspective. They have to see that this is not just something fun to look at. It's not a personality test. It is the literal mechanics of your tonal frequency. And it's really significant because it affects everything that you interact with. Okay. So if this is blowing your mind, please share, because when I put this together, it blew my own mind. Okay. Now, some of you might run into the situation where like, when you first learn about your design, for example, it doesn't immediately resonate with you and you don't understand. Oh gosh, hold on. I'm seeing all of these comments. I want to make sure that I'm not missing any comments. Okay. Some of you might run into the situation where you learn about your design initially and you're like, it doesn't resonate. And the reason that happens is because of conditioning and trauma. We're going to talk about that in a second, but it really does change your tone, which changes then what you attract into your life and changes your experience of reality. Okay. So now that I've explained that, what information can it actually give me, right? Like what do you actually learn just by looking at your design? Your unique dialogue code for interacting with the quantum realm, the themes of your life, which are also insight into your most binge-worthy content, the map to your shadow work and where your conditioning is likely to show up and how to deal with it, the most fertile environments for you to work in and thrive in. Yes, Heather's like, I am shook. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Thank you, because you should be, because this is crazy. This is crazy. This information is nuts. What you receive from human design. What you are uniquely positioned to see well into the lives of others, what actually freaking motivates you, what offers are the best offers for you to deliver, what do you have consistent energy for? There's so much information when it comes to success and business that human design can give you that is bananas, that more people are not looking at this and using this as the energy strategy, right? So there's like material strategy and then there's energy strategy, and that's what this is. This is your energy strategy. Right, Mary? Right? Like that's like the physicist in me. Like I love to understand the science behind things. That shit really gets me going. So yes, I'm extremely spiritual, I'm extremely woo, and I'm 100% there. And I love to be able to explain the science because the basis for me of changing people's lives is the merge between the material and the spiritual, and the understanding that they are not mutually exclusive, they work together. And if we can find the bridge for those things, that's the game changer. That's the